Hey guys, hope you're okay. I wanted to just speak for a moment. I was meant to do some filming today, carry on with my usual, with the zodiac signs, with the readings, and it has been brought to my attention that I have been in need of a mental health day. And that's why there have been no readings done. It's also, here in the UK, a bank holiday weekend. So most people are not really working anyway if they have the typical kind of job where they're employed elsewhere, etc., 9 to 5, all that. And I've always struggled with the bank holiday weekends because for me it's very triggering. I used to work all over the bank holiday weekends in the past because of the types of jobs that I had, getting extra money, etc. But also it wasn't just about that, it was a sense of feeling incredibly lonely and not really having many friends, or supposed friends that I had was always mutual in regards to whoever I was with at the time in a romantic connection. And so I had a choice of either spending all the time alone because they worked all the time, especially in the weekends, and so I felt, well, am I going to spend the next 3 days on my own in the house or flat or wherever I was living at the time, or was I going to go out and work and get some money and just at least I would be surrounded by people, right? But even then you still end up feeling incredibly lonely when you're around all these people. So what was the lesser of two evils? At least I get some money out of it, right? But now obviously I'm self-employed and it's hard work. It really is. And I don't know if many of you know about this about me, but I'm neurodivergent, I'm dyslexic, but also I have had major realizations about myself in the past few years, that I'm most likely autistic and have ADHD as well as dyslexia. And I've always been incredibly high masking in the realizations of everything, and have always found it difficult just to do day-to-day life. And I'm absolutely not a perfect person. I try my utmost to do my best every day, and sometimes my best is just about being able to get out of bed, maybe brush my hair and maybe remember to eat something or wash my face, put a bit of makeup on just to feel a bit more normal, and then that's it. Maybe scroll on TikTok or look through YouTube or distract myself in other ways to make myself feel better. But as well as being on this spiritual path, it's lonely anyway. So that on top of everything, and basically living with people who you don't really want to live with, very far from ideal. That's another whole fucking story in itself. I haven't got any assistance or help, because obviously I'm self-diagnosed. If I was trying to get diagnosed, it would take a really long time. And no, I don't have children. And even though I'm in my mid-30s now, undiagnosed, I know that if I was to have children, they would probably be getting diagnosis for being neurodivergent as well. it's just a whole host of things, right? Sorry, I feel like I can't even look in the camera. I'm just tired. And the other thing as well is I've been feeling so much anger built up in me, rage, like really feel like divine feminine rage actually, and it's just been bubbling up in me, and all I want to do is whack the absolute fucking shit out of everything, but I can't do that because I'm not in a safe space to do that, and it's very hard to regulate your emotions, normally, but with being neurodivergent as well, comes with a whole host of other issues. I haven't really got any friends. I have one best friend, but me and her had an argument. We've known each other for about 13, 14 years. But other than that, I've been here, living at my mum's house the past 6.5 years. And I've hated every moment of it, pretty much. And I never thought I was going to be here that long, so I never even bothered to try and make an attempt to make friends, because I didn't think I was going to be here long anyway. 6.5 years later down the line, I still only have one friend, and me and her are a bit iffy. And I dedicate a huge amount of my time, my effort, my energy to be here for you guys, for the channel, to being of service, to help with assisting in relation to guidance, messages, what have you. And I wouldn't have been able to have survived even the past few years without you guys. You guys have been keeping me going. I love what I do, but I've been feeling incredibly exhausted, unmotivated, uninspired, doing my best, and I just feel like some days I don't feel I have anything left to give. And it's really hard. I don't sleep very well, and then when I do, the amount of spiritual warfare that I get during the day and at night and in my sleep, fucking exhausting, basically. I know that deep down there are reasons for me being here and how I'm even still here. I could definitely write probably about 3 books in regards to my life. I wouldn't even know where the fuck to start. I wouldn't even know where to start. So much. I mean, you would think that after you've gone through so much darkness and shit, that eventually everything will balance out. It's literally felt like my whole life, whole 34 years of being on this planet. And I can easily say that there haven't been that many moments of actually being genuinely happy, feeling joy, pleasure even. And I just hope that, well, I know there's a reason I'm still here, because the amount of times I've thought about giving up on myself completely, life in general, for years and years and years, I thought and felt like, what's the effing point of me being here? Nobody would fucking notice. Nobody would know. I'd just be invisible. But something inside me kept on telling me, you can't do that, Olivia. I originally felt like I was, because I'd be too selfish for doing that. Think of everyone else. But then as I went on and realised certain dynamics in my life with people and what have you, I knew that something was wrong. But it wasn't all about me. I felt like I was the problem, I was the issue, I was the fuck up, the mess up. But then realising that wasn't really so much the case. And I was just very misunderstood. Nobody bothered to try to actually get to know me, find out the real me. Of course you would go throughout your life thinking and feeling that nobody gives a flying fuck. Anyway, all I was meant to try and basically say was that I needed a day off. Doing everything myself. It's always been that way. Because whenever I used to ask for help or assistance, it's like I can't do it, or you're asking too much of me, and it wouldn't have been asking too much. It was never too much, but they just made me feel like it was, always. Because it was just, what's the word? I can't think of it, I lost the word. It will come back to me, I hope. Anyway, I want you guys to know that if any of you are really struggling, because I am really struggling, that I try and keep myself together and it just feels practically impossible. You know, it's difficult because when I do my work, when I do my readings, you know, and I do readings for myself, obviously, they are always very positive, uplifting energies, but it's just been so trying, because it's like, why hasn't it fucking turned out yet? Obviously, I know there are things going on around me that I don't necessarily see, understand, comprehend, but when is it my fucking turn? I get it. I get it. You mean, it's like, you think you could take so much shit, and when is it when it doesn't become shit anymore. When things finally start working out for you. And then when things you feel like are starting to slowly but surely work out for you. It's like, can I even trust it? Is this a sick joke? Because that's happened before, obviously. But I want to have faith in people. I do. And I do have faith in people. Maybe I've been naive. Too trusting. Do you know what's so fascinating I've been thinking about recently is I do not have really very many memories from my very early childhood. I couldn't even tell you what my first earliest memory was. And the only reason I have it as a memory, the earliest one that I have, which is probably about 5-6 years old, I think is probably because there's a picture of me and I kind of just about remember something related to that. But other than that, if I didn't have that picture to jog on my memory, I wouldn't have had a clue to tell you what my earliest memory was. And a lot of my life I feel like I've just tried and blanked it out with the back of my mind, repress it even, just like it never fucking happened. I know that's not probably the right thing to do. I'm not even realising I'm doing on a conscious level, to be honest with you, but I know that to be the case. Anyway, that's something to look into in the future. I'm just trying to understand why I just don't have any memories. Also, obviously, the past few years have been so eye-opening for me on where I've just had spiritual awakening after spiritual awakening after spiritual awakening. It's just like, oh my effing God. And even if I was to point it out there and to let people know, or even bring it or highlight to anybody else's attention in my family and what have you, they would just be like, you're off your rocker. And I'm like, no, I fucking see things absolutely clearly for the first time. And unfortunately, nobody else around me is seeing of this, so I don't get that sense of reassurance or confirmation that I'm on the right track, that validation. And that's incredibly difficult, and obviously I know that I'm already outcasted as it is, and have been for a very, 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 very long time. Black sheep. But then how do you put your voice out there and kind of helping others with sharing experiences that you've gone through, but then obviously you're bound to face the rickus of your family and everything else, of people that supposedly know you, because your perspective is completely different from everybody else's, and it's not. They probably know and experience exactly the same thing, or very similar things as I did, but they're so engrossed in of everything that they don't want to accept what the cold, stark reality of the situations are. But you know and see it, and how heartbreaking and soul-destroying and deteriorating that was all for you, and the revealed truths and secrets came through. But you're on your jack. You're on your own. Knowing the truth. And then wanting justice. Strong sense of justice. to a certain extent I've come to a place of acceptance with many things, but just because I've come to a place of acceptance doesn't mean that I want to keep my mouth shut forever. Or wait until everybody else is not here anymore to then be able to say of anything, outlive of everyone. Can't do that. You can't live in fear either, but I'm not in a position and place to be able to just get up and fucking leave. I've already been on the brink of homelessness for years now anyway. Me being on this channel is my only source of income. And it's really hard doing everything on your own. Sometimes I have a lot of faith and I know that everything's going to work out and I'm going to get the F out of here. And other times I feel completely and utterly like I'm barred in a prison, stuck forever. I know that this is only temporary, it's just been a long fucking time of being in a particular situation or dealing with certain people or what have you. Sorry guys, I've not even been able to look at you guys. It's not because I don't want to look and talk to you properly. I just find it easier to communicate without having to really be on camera unless I'm doing off something. I hope my breakthrough is happening soon, and I hope it's all happening for you guys as well. I truly wish and hope that for you. Because I know that you guys have not had an easy time either. Far from it. You all have your own story to tell, as much as I have mine. And one day, I hope to know all about you, and you guys know all about me. No airs and graces, no holds barred, just unapologetically the fucking truth and authentic, raw, genuine emotion, feeling, thoughts, uncensored. My truth. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'm truly grateful and appreciative of each and every one of you. You guys mean a great deal to me. And I wouldn't still be doing what I'm doing now if it weren't for you guys showing up and showing that sense of support and love. I so appreciate it. It's really helped me get through a lot, have a sense of purpose. So thank you. Anyway, I don't know where all this came from. I was literally just going to do a short message. I'm not even... I've been crying for half of the day. Anyway, love you guys lots. Take care. Bye.